Okay, for the second video, now that we have our four images duplicated, what I'd like to do now is just work on one of the color schemes, which is going to be cooler colors. And if you look at this image, there aren't a lot of warmer reds and things like that, but there are some, and I'll show you how you can start manipulating this. Now in Photoshop, you're asked to use the cutout filter. I didn't see one in this new version of GIMP, so what I'm going to do is use what's called the Simple Linear Iterative Clustering Tool. Yikes, that's a mouthful. But I'm going to show you where that is. So we're just going to stay on this top layer. These other layers are, we're just going to leave those alone. And we're going to start with, let's go ahead and start with that tool. So we're going to go up to Filters here. And we're going to go to Artistic, Simple Linear Iterative Clustering Tool. Boy, that's a lot. And you're really going to want to play with these settings here to get close to the cutout style filter. So I'm going to play with these and see what I get. You can just grab these, and the idea here is to simplify the image so we don't have to select a million different things. That's good, but that's a little too simplistic. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Something like that I think is workable, maybe a little bit. Well, I liked it where it was before. Let's try, instead of 8 iterations, let's try going up to 9. That looks pretty good right there. So that's kind of what I want to do, is just make sure I have some kind of simplified image there. Let's bring it back up to, let's bring it up a little bit more. Notice the hair is changing. So let's go back down to maybe 8 or 9. I think that's a workable image there. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK on that, and we're going to leave that the way it is. And just to start off the process here, I'm going to go ahead and change the background. I made it that pink on purpose because I knew I was going to change it. So anyway, I got the newer version of GIMP here, so I'm getting used to it. But here's the Fuzzy Select tool. I think that's the one we're going to want here. And we're going to select just that area and just change the color. And we can change it again later too. So I'm going to click on the foreground here, and let's just give it a nice cooler background color. Maybe something like that. And again, this is just to start. So then we find our paint can. We're going to fill that in. And so we already have a ton of cooler colors. So what we probably want to work on next is getting rid of the browns and the reddish tones in the skin. So maybe we can do that subtly, or maybe we can do it a little more intensely. So let's see what we can do. So Shift Control A will deselect, or you can actually go up here under Select and choose None. Alright, so the next thing I might try to do is work on the brownness in the hair and make that, cool that off a little bit. Maybe move toward the greens. So I'm going to go here and grab an area there, and let's go ahead and try to change that a little bit. Maybe move toward a darker green color. Let's try that first, and then grab the paint can here. So you can see I'm already starting to make some different colors happen here. The other thing I could do is stick with the blues if I want. Maybe I could go here, grab a darker bluish color like you see down by the shirt, and just fill that in. Okay, so something like that could work too. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Let's see if we can select this area over here and get some of these tones here. Now this is going to be lighter, so we may want to figure out what some of the other colors are going to be first. So I'm going to click on the face here, see if I can bring some of that red out. In this case, I'm going to just go up to Colors. The Hue Saturation tool is really great for this. So I can go ahead and change the hue by clicking and dragging one way or the other. And notice there we're getting into more of the blue and green realm, like the background. I kind of like that it matches the background. And you can even saturate it more or less, depending on what you're going for. Something like that's pretty subtle, so maybe I'll leave it that way. Again, Control-Shift-A. So we're moving away from the warmer colors and trying to cool it off here a little bit. And let's go ahead and do the same thing down here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, select that area, again, get my color picker here, and just use that same tone. It's kind of a neutral gray, which is fine. That's cooling things off a bit there too. So anyhow, let's keep going here. Next thing we might want to tackle is some of this red in the face. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the magic or the fuzzy select tool here and just try some different colors on that. Again, we're probably looking at some blue here. Hue saturation, again, I'm going to do that. And you can grab your slider and move that over into another color. A green might work, or even maybe even a blue, and you can bring it down a little bit as far as the lightness of it. And again, you can keep things simple too by using similar tones throughout. Okay, so lightening that up or darkening it. Okay, so basically what you're doing is taking out some of these warmer colors and changing them to cooler colors. And you do that, you can do that a couple different ways. You select with the fuzzy select tool. Okay, and then you can either add color this way, or you can go up to your color hue saturation tool and do it from there as well. But that's the idea, is you want to create some cooler colors, some cooler tones here. And I'm going to keep working with this, and we'll see what we can accomplish by getting rid of some of those warmer colors. So we're on the right track here. So let's go ahead and redo that. Control Y. Okay, all right. See you in a few.